Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer has been seeing explosive growth, and apparently in the second week of October here, it's actually passed manga sales of even One Piece. More information on that coming up, but first take a look at this chart. This shows the growth of sales. You can see the volume sold, and the most recent volume in the first week, that yellow bar over at 16 here. You can see my cursor right here. 225,102 issues sold, copies sold according to this chart. But you can see the proliferation there right around the 5th volume. Explosive growth starting right around there. And then really like October, the last 2 weeks, Kimetsu no Yaiba has absolutely been slaying it. Now there is news of even like shortages of the manga selling out, where they literally didn't have any more physical copies to sell. Take a look here. When an anime adaptation is at the peak of its popularity, the original manga tends to sell like hotcakes, and that's precisely what's been happening to Koharu Gotage's Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Now that the TV anime has ended and a movie is on the way, fans in Japan have been snatching up manga volumes whenever possible, ultimately leading to a shortage that has bookstores scrambling to fill shelves. Volume 17 launched in Japan on October 4th alongside 2 companion books, and it quickly sold out. As a result, booksellers have been putting up handwritten signs to let customers know, and some of them even mention that they don't have a date for the arrival of new stock yet. And as you saw with the chart I just showed you, that growth is explosive indeed there, especially those last 2 volumes and really October, what's going on. So that news we just read was from a website called Otaku's Magazine, and that is from earlier on in the month, only about a week ago. But now the new news, let's take a look. So, Manga Sales. We're going to hop over to Twitter. Let's see. We'll go with this format. That's a little better. So, this user, GoVitaXV, writes, Kimetsu no Yaiba has surpassed One Piece in the sale of their respective manga volumes in the second week of October. One Piece manga volume sold 393,495 copies. Kimetsu no Yaiba manga volume sold 469,811 copies in the second week of October. Now, I saw in the comments section, some people were not reading this properly. They thought this gentleman, or whatever they are, GoVitaX, was implying that Kimetsu no Yaiba surpassed One Piece for all of October. Not the case. The reports are indicating only for the second week of October. But we still have the 3rd and 4th week, and with the way that chart was looking, man, with the way this chart's looking, I'm really curious to see how things progress there. So that will be interesting to follow. But let's continue on with the Twitter news here. So now there's this weird thing going on between Kimetsu no Yaiba and One Piece fans, a little bit of like rivalry, competition. Some people are blowing it out of proportion. I've seen some tweets saying there's like a full-scale battle between the two. I haven't seen anything like that. I've seen little jabs that each side is taking at each other, but it's nothing like a full-scale battle. So I'll show you that in a moment. But for now, let's get some more information. So further clarification here. One more time. Kimetsu no Yaiba has surpassed One Piece in the sale of their respective manga volumes in the second week of October. One Piece volume sold about 393,000. Kimetsu no Yaiba manga sold about 469,000 for the second week of October. This user asks, is this the first time ever a manga surpasses One Piece? The answer apparently is this. In week-by-week sales, Kimetsu no Yaiba has surpassed One Piece in this week, second week of October sales. Note, both One Piece and Kimetsu released 2 weeks ago at the same time. He further writes, to my knowledge, I think it is in a long time where some other manga has surpassed One Piece in overall volume sales. So to be fair, I guess he doesn't really know. He's implying that it has happened, but a long time ago. So let's take a look at some more of the little jabs that both sides are taking now. So this person refutes the claim, literally posts weekly Shonen Jumps take, and says nope. However, there is a little bit of misinformation here. Let's see how that gets cleared up. GoVitaX says, what I have written is the overall sales sign, One Piece and Kimetsu no Yaiba manga volume sales, which contribute to both recently released volumes and the volumes which are still on sale, overall in second week of October. The person questioning said claims, well, actually, it's a different user now, says, then your post was totally misleading. The new KNY volume is still too far behind the new One Piece. The response from GoVita, nope. It is clearly said second week of October sales with sales number. I have said it 2 times just for clarification. And the original person this time who actually questioned that then writes, You used singular form when referring to KNY manga volume before showing the sales. Prob unintentional, but it implies you were only talking about the new one, or about the new. Why is it so hard to read? The one new volume. There we go. That was ironic. He's complaining about the way that one person wrote their claim, and I had a difficult time reading theirs, ironically. So then he links this enclosed, reiterates the numbers. And I mean, according to this, it does seem like, yes, Kimetsu no Yaiba sales increased. Now, here you get the One Piece fan being a little salty. Still less than One Piece monthly, though. So let me be the first one to say, I don't have any skin in this battle, so to speak. I like both Kimetsu no Yaiba and One Piece. Now, let me just explain my background a little bit on that one. So, One Piece is so freaking long, and I didn't like it until a few years ago, and I thought I'd never catch up. So what I've done for One Piece is I've gone back and I've read Wikipedia summaries of the various arcs and the characters, try to get their lore and stuff like that. And I'll like watch the fights on YouTube when they're uploaded. And of course, for the manga, just Wikipedia summaries. I mean, it's a really cool franchise. It just took me a while to get into the art style and stuff. But I like it. I just don't think I'll ever be able to catch up. So that's the best way I can do it. Just kind of summarize it in Wikipedia and watch the fights when they come out and they're animated. Now, Kimetsu no Yaiba, I am trying to get up to date with. I'm still catching up to it. And I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So I like both. And, you know, I guess if you're a fan of one of the two, you can be competitive about it. But I mean, this is just a great thing for manga in general. This is great news. I mean, we constantly have news of how the comic industry sales are drying up. And with the direction that comics is going, I gotta admit, I am not unhappy to see that. I'd love to see manga continue doing well and comics drying up a little bit. Now, the caveat is, as long as those weird comic people who infiltrated the industry, so to speak, and pander to certain crowds, as long as those people don't try to infiltrate the manga industry, which surely they will, right? I mean, if one thing is being more lucrative than the other, and they still think they can spread their agenda in that industry while it being more lucrative, it makes sense that they would try to do that. As much as I hope that they won't, it seems like they will. But we have options on the table. Japan has options on the table, and such a thing is a lot more complicated than it sounds, although there's still always the concern. It's still something that isn't going to be very easy for them to accomplish. But that said, let's go back into some of these tweets. So, this is a funny one. Take a look at this. Apparently, Ninja made this tweet on September 1st, said, Kimetsu no Yaiba is going to become the greatest anime of all time. Change my mind. And that tweet, of course, from Ninja, let's see. 14,800 likes, 1,500 retweets. So that's, you know, the Fortnite guy, Ninja himself. And then this guy, Geo, with the Zoro profile pic, of course, from One Piece says, shut yo uncultured, you know what up, and get back to playing Fortnite. So you can see this person probably wants One Piece to continue being Kimetsu no Yaiba. Personally, I'm just happy to see both doing really well. So let's see what some of the other comments are here. This user writes, I think you actually need to be a little more open-minded than just being a One Piece stan. Sure, Kimetsu no Yaiba can't be regarded as the best, but really no anime can be regarded as the best because each anime has a different specialty. It's a pretty fair take. Don't know if I agree entirely. I mean, I definitely agree that they all have their own niche. But there's nothing wrong with having a favorite anime, or, you know, it's an objective thing. It's an opinion. People are going to say different animes are best. Just like him right here. So Geo then replies saying, nah, One Piece is the best. The response, I think you need to see other anime to really consider it the best. I used to think Samurai Champloo was the best until I met Erwin from Attack on Titan. I guess that explains the profile pic. Now, this is a weird assumption. Weird to assume that Geo has never seen any anime besides One Piece. That's a weird take. So Geo responds saying, I watched Champloo and it's good, but doesn't come close to One Piece. Also watched half of Attack on Titan and it's amazing. The opening is probably the best of any anime series, but story-wise, from what I saw, it still isn't top One Piece. The closest series is Hunter x, which has hiatus issues. I mean, man, if you only watched half of Attack on Titan, how are you going to compare it to One Piece? I mean, you know, as I just mentioned, it's kind of silly to compare things. It's objective. It's going to be an opinion, but whatever. Moving on. So another user says, I'm a complete fanboy of One Piece, but I think anime such as FMA, MHA, and Fire Force are strong contenders. Kimetsu no Yaiba is far from the best, but it's a lot of fun. The thread goes on a little bit more, but we're going to hop to another one here. So, some more shade. Again, so let me reiterate what I said in the beginning of the video. Some people are saying this is like a full-scale battle. I haven't really seen that. I just see little jabs being taken. Maybe I'm wrong. If you see some more crazy stuff, If you see some like actual full-scale battle stuff, please email me. Email me at sendtohey@gmail.com. Send the screenshots and stuff or the links. I would love to take a look. But here's all I got for now. Here's another little jab. Caesar says, in response to the original tweet from GoVita regarding the Kimetsu no Yaiba sales surpassing One Piece in the second week of October, the response to that from Jesse is, did y'all not read the second tweet? You passed 1 week, but still less in total than the whole month of October. But congrats for passing One Piece for a week, but calm down, LOL. Sounds like this person needs to calm down. He says in their respective manga volumes in the second week. Literally says in the second week. And this guy is acting like, GoVita was saying in the full month when he literally said second week. So who really needs to calm down here? I don't think it's GoVita. Spoiler alert. And finally, we got one more thing. Let's take a look at this. From this user, Every Life, August 10th says, this new episode of Kimetsu no Yaiba solidified it being my top 10 favorites of all time. That was incredible. Some responses, it's a great show, but top 10? You should watch more anime, bro. I said my top 10, which means you don't have to agree, lol. True, but your top 10 is trash if it's in there, though. Wow. LOL, boy, get out of my mentions with this dumb SHIT. You talking. This is why anime is progressively getting worse, because popular people is mid-tier anime and say it's the bee's knees when it's just mid. Oh my gosh, it sounds so elitist and snobby. Listen, I've liked anime since I was like a little child, before I even knew it was anime, and I thought it was just a weird cartoon. And I know a lot of you can relate to that. When you were growing up and you watched Tenchi Muyo or Rurouni Kenshin or Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z or Yu Yu Hakusho, whatever it was, Inuyasha, on Toonami, and you were a kid and you didn't know what anime was, but you only knew what cartoons were because you're here, well, growing up in the States at least, you just assume it's a weird cartoon and you're oddly enthralled because it's like this cartoon, the art style, the story, the characters, it's all so much different than the other cartoons. Turns out it wasn't a cartoon, it was anime, but that's the experience a lot of us grew up with. And a lot of us, man, were bullied in school and out of school for liking anime. A lot of people had to be like hush hush about it. Like, did you see the new episode of Dragon Ball? Like, man, it wasn't, it was the kind of thing you get bullied for, honestly. It's way different now. Now you have other anime fans bullying other anime fans. Like right here, acting all elitist about and stuff. Man, a lot of us were just happy to be able to talk about anime and not get bullied. Now you have elitists like this trying to talk down to other anime fans. It's just absurd to me. But that's really all I got for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing if you're not already, hitting the thumbs up button, checking if you're subscribed, and turning the notification bell on if it's not, commenting below with your opinion on this news, and all that sort of stuff. Appreciate it. And some shouts out for the video released earlier regarding Fire Emblem. Only a few hours ago, but I got some shouts out for you guys. John Edwards, Mr. Anime343, Ollie Wooly Gaming, and DXDKJ Ambi-Pass Studio. Thank you all very much for helping to promote that video. Certainly appreciate it. Before we wrap this one up, got a little hype to build. I'm going to be getting a massive upgrade on my mic in a few days. I've been hyping this up in live streams. My buddy Brandon has gotten back to me. If you recall, I've had him on my show a few times. He's the one who's worked on DB, so he's very good with audio. He's helping me get this new setup together. And yeah, I'm glad, man, because this Yeti has been doing well, but I've had this thing for like 4 years, and I can hear in my videos and my streams, I think it's like starting to fizzle out a little bit. So I just know that I know the audio is kind of getting worse on this channel. Maybe you don't notice it, but if you watch daily, you probably do. So just know that I've taken notice and I'm taking steps to improve that. And thank you guys for your patience. I'll see you in the next one.